So there's a bit of buzz around hyperbaric oxygen therapy as a potential treatment to stop a sickle cell crisis. But I think let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. So in this study from 2012, researchers in France studied 9 people who tried it for a severe sickle cell pain crisis. And it seemed to help their pain settle, so let's talk about it. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is basically breathing oxygen in a pressurized chamber. That pressure means you dissolve a lot more oxygen into the blood than normal. And because sickling happens when red blood cells drop off oxygen and start to change shape, the idea is that by flooding the system with oxygen, you might reduce the chances of cells sickling and even help clear things up if you're already in a sickle cell crisis. So on paper, the theory makes a lot of sense, and that tiny French pilot study was interesting, but 9 people is just nowhere near enough to make any strong conclusions that this is safe and works for everyone. So right now, hyperbaric oxygen therapy is more of an experimental thing. The good news is that there is a much bigger, well-designed trial happening right now to test whether it generally stops sickle cell crisis and helps improve pain, recovery time, and hospital stay. So until we see the results from that, we can't call it a treatment. It is promising, but it just needs a bit more proof. And then there's also the practical side. So most hospitals don't have a hyperbaric chamber sitting around next to the emergency department. And we know how slow things in hospital can be anyway, and with sickle cell pain, we need treatment quickly. So even if it works, I'm curious to see how realistic it will be to access it during a real crisis and hospital presentation for people outside of a clinical trial center. So yeah, I think it's exciting. The science has good logic to it, and those early cases show it's feasible, but I can't see it becoming standard treatment anytime soon. You'll definitely hear about it though if the trial results are positive.